So we can go ahead and get started. Again, thank you for everyone who is in attendance right now. Today, we're going to be covering 7 strategies to improve your firm's billing cycle here. As always, we have a question and answer box at the bottom of the screen. We will save time at the end to answer your questions if the time permits. If we can't get to your question, no worries. We will follow up and get that squared away for you, as well as an email that you'll be receiving most likely tomorrow, and that will have a recording of today's session for you to always use as a reference. So let's go ahead and jump into it. My name is Zach Herman. I am a payment specialist here at PracticePanther. I've been with the company for over 2 years now. I originally joined our customer success team and switched over to payments last year. So I'm excited to go over some tips to make sure your firm's getting paid on time, streamlining billing for your clients. As we all know, we're wrapping up the first quarter of 2022. So I want to go over these tips related to our payments technology and how PracticePanther in general can automate your firm's billing process to ensure that the rest of the year goes smoothly. So just a quick introduction of PracticePanther. I know most people in attendance right now are already customers, but just wanted to show this graphic off to really hammer home the all-in-one solution that PracticePanther offers firms. Having a tech stack that works for your firm and everyone on your team is essential in getting things done efficiently, keeping clients in the loop, managing prospective clients versus closing recurring clients. A good user experience for your clients just makes it easier for them to work with you. And we at PracticePanther offer just that, the all-in-one solution here with features such as workflows, e-signature, text message functionality, billing functionality, database functionality. We offer an all-in-one solution to ensure that everything is working in unison to make sure your firm is ultimately getting paid, which is why we're out here collecting payments. That segues into what these features that we offer at PracticePanther are working for. As I just mentioned, the goal is to get paid. And now that there's been a shift in the industry, more folks are moving towards a digital platform given COVID restrictions that have been put in place. It's easy to have everything at your arsenal in your pocket, which you do on your phone. I know for the most part, I'm always using my phone when it comes to payments or when it comes to communication. So by offering an option for your clients to pay you online, we've been doing studies here since we've rolled out Panther Payments. Firms that are using an e-payments option are collecting on invoices 20% faster than those that aren't. And we've found that almost 7% increase in collection rates for using e-payments, which makes sense. It's super easy. Like I mentioned, everyone's got a cell phone that they can enter their payments in already. So it's a comfortability factor that they're already doing. Segueing into how you'll get paid faster is through that Panther Payments option that we're talking about here. It's built into our platform. It's not an integration. It's actually a core value of PracticePanther to help firms with billing and payments. So we've rolled out Panther Payments. It's completely ABA and IOLTA compliant, as well as 100% PCI compliant. There's nothing at an additional cost for you to remain compliant. That is all handled by us. So in talking through that segues into how we're going to cover today tips to make it easier for you to get paid when you have one solution for your firm working towards one goal, all under one control platform in PracticePanther. So today we're going to be discussing how to automate payments so you can collect easily, how to go over some best practices on invoicing and tracking time, handling any awkward payment conversations you may have with clients. Money's always a difficult conversation to have. How do we ensure that it's easy for you and ensure a good experience for your customer? We'll talk about some of the features that we've rolled out regarding Panther payments and any new features that we have added in the past couple of months to complement the payments, and again, work towards that all-in-one solution that we are offering to your firm. So let's go ahead and jump into these tips. Tip one, I always recommend to clients whenever I'm speaking to them to get involved with our payments plan feature. As it stands right now, some common ways to request payments are the invoices that you send out. You can manually run a card with the person over the phone. You could save the card on file for future use, which is all amazing. But in terms of automation, how can you set it so that you're just getting paid and you don't have to worry about it? You can use the recurring payment plans feature within PracticePanther. So this gives your clients the flexibility and option of a payment plan to pay down their balances over time. You just set it and forget it, like I just mentioned. Your clients are going to love it because they don't have to do anything. You already have an agreement in place with your client that there's going to be this recurring billing X amount of dollars over X amount of time. And the card on file or the bank they have on file will just get automatically drafted. And it's great, especially if you have the large upfront costs of retaining a lawyer. That can cause some pause with your potential customer. If you can make it more digestible for them to pay over time, it's just going to help, one, with their experience, two, ultimately retain your business. So this allows you to start the payment conversation early, kicking off requesting a payment method so you can get that card on file to set up the payment plans for success. So you can request new payment methods that'll ultimately get you paid faster down the road. You can set task reminders in PracticePanther to request payment methods from all new clients in the last week, month, to make sure that this is a natural part of your firm's process. And you can do this by either sending a request individually to that customer, or a feature that our clients always like when I reference on the phone, anything in batch is always good. So you can do this in a batch request as well for payment methods. Just click through your list, select the clients you wish to update, send an update payment method request, and send it on out through PracticePanther. If you do need to take the payment method manually, like if a client visits your office or you've received a phone consultation, you can store their payment method directly into Panther payments for them on their behalf just by entering it in manually yourself. We have that functionality as well. Going on to tip two, saving your firm hours on invoicing and billing. I know invoicing and billing is always a daunting task for any firm. So how do we make it easier here at PracticePanther? So you could send out, again, like I just mentioned in the previous slide, through batch. You could send out invoices by batch creating invoices every month instead of creating individually as a matter or case pops up. So there's a lot of room for flexibility here, depending on how you want to set up your search criteria for billable matters. You have the ability to tag these contacts or matters, so you can easily pull a list of clients that you want to send certain invoices to. Maybe they're under a different type of practice. Maybe they have a different rate that you're paying them. Maybe you are giving this customer a special rate based on a referral source. These are some common tags that firms will use just to divvy up their invoices and bills here. And this makes it simple for your clients to pay. Again, it's right on the invoice. And you can, if a client has multiple matters, you have multiple cases with them, you don't have to send them an invoice per matter. You can group them all together for one balance if you choose, if that's what the client wants, if that's what your firm wants, you have that ability. This way the client can pay you once instead of per matter. Again, always looking to make it easier for our clients to get paid. Still on tip two here in saving time on invoicing. You can batch email those invoices like I mentioned, so they'll go out faster. And if you send out your invoices in bulk, it ultimately just helps lower your accounts receivable. It allows you to clear out any backlog of invoices that may have accumulated over the month. And with just a few clicks of a button, you can send out individual invoices to all of your desired clients to give your firm a better chance of collecting payment at the end of the month and hitting some of those targets. Tip 3 is how to handle awkward payment conversations. Money is always a difficult conversation to have. So how do we make it easier for your client here? You have to remember that your client wants to pay you. They've hired you to do work, represent them. So they may be preoccupied with their situation or playing catch up with their invoices, with their inbox. So allowing your firm to send out automated invoice reminders is just a gentle way to nudge your client to pay that outstanding invoice. And this drastically reduces your time to close invoices. I personally love the automated reminders because it can help firms avoid that awkward collection. If they're reaching out or on a phone call this way, it's just a gentle nudge. You can have the reminder say whatever it is you need it to say to ensure that your client knows that you need to collect the payments. These reminders can be toggled on and off on a per invoice basis. So only the clients that need to be notified and are being alerted can have these payment reminders on. Once the invoice is paid, all of these reminders shut off. And the bottom line is your clients only get reminded if they owe you money. You don't have to worry about drafting up a reminder email each time. Very similar to the payment plan. You just set it and forget it. You send out an invoice, you have the automated reminders toggled on, so that way you can stay top of mind to your client, stay at the top of their inbox, and ultimately get you paid faster. Moving on to tip 4 here. Sending out retainer requests. This is a very popular feature amongst our customers and for firms that I speak with. It's because of how easy it is to get this in front of your customer, ultimately to pay. So the simplest way to make sure you get paid on time is to start off a new case by sending out your client a retainer payment request immediately. You can select any amount or any bank account linked to Panther Payments. So if you want to go into your operating account, or you want to go into your trust account, we support multiple accounts here, and you can choose where that money is going to be deposited into. Again, select any bank account that you've linked, and you can pick which person related to this contact within your firm, which user within your firm should receive this request. So you can customize that email content, again, just like the invoice reminders. We give the autonomy to do that. You can add a little personalized message there just to build out further transparency between you and your customer. Money you collected will be stored as a credit or a retainer in the selected operating or trust account, like I mentioned, and then it's ready to be billed against. You don't have to manually apply it or enter that payment in. It's right in that account. You generate the invoice and you have the ability to apply that payment directly to that invoice when the time comes. This will be one of the main ways that you make sure payments go into your trust, besides the payment plans or the one link feature, which we will touch on later. Actually, we will touch on one link right now. So the one link feature is, again, customers really enjoy the one link feature because of how it can organize your bank accounts, or you can organize which template you want to send to a customer when it comes to requesting payment. So you could set up custom payment links with either a preset payment amount or leave a blank dollar amount to make it even easier for your clients to pay you. This allows you to get paid in your sleep. They don't even have to be a client in the system. Another awesome feature that on the one link, great for prospective clients and managing prospective clients. You can send this one link feature to a prospective client that's not in your PracticePanther system. They'll enter in their credit card information and their contact information, and then they're automatically created as a contact in PracticePanther. A lot of the firms that I speak to, how they use this is, as we see in the photo right here on our screen, you can create either an operating account template, a trust account template, consultation fee template, A lot of firms will do it based, if they're a larger firm and have multiple locations, they'll do it based on the location. They have a link to send to prospective clients. They have a link that they can send to existing clients. So there's a ton of different ways that you can get creative here with your one link templates. And not to mention getting creative with these templates or this one link feature in general is you can place that payment request link on multiple other features of PracticePanther throughout your firm's sales funnel that ensures that you get paid, or they at least have the option to pay you every single step of the way. And what's cool about Panther payments, as opposed to using any other payment processing company in PracticePanther, Panther payments is a native built-out feature of PracticePanther. There are no limitations like other certain integrations have. So anytime you're collecting payments through PracticePanther, powered by Panther payments, it's going to automatically populate in PracticePanther. It's going to automatically apply to the contact or matter that in question once you generate that invoice. So you really are automating your firm. And what better way to automate your firm than with payments is when you're looking to close that business. How do we ensure that they don't bounce from your website or they stay on the intake form and fill out the contact info so you can ultimately close them as a customer? This intake form right here could be the first point of engagement between you and your client. So allowing them to enter in their credentials and pay a consultation fee will just make it easier, make them stickier, allow them to pay and ultimately be a part of your book of business here. So you can automate this entire intake process in 3 steps. Just populate your form with the selection of various fields or questions. A pro tip that I always like to tell my customers is keep it short. When it comes to capturing these leads, it's very highly time sensitive. The customer's shopping around for different attorneys or firms to work with. You want to make sure that it's very easy, very digestible for the customer to enter in any info. You want as little friction as possible between your lead and your business. So some common examples or pieces of credentials to ask for: name, phone number, email address, maybe a reason they're reaching out. And then you can always follow up and do a further qualification call later. But those follow-up forms can be automatically updated in PracticePanther as well. You can make a more detailed intake form once they've passed that qualification step. But this is awesome because it creates the contact in PracticePanther, as well as gives them the ability to pay that consultation fee when they're filling out the intake form. You put that one link right on an intake. You can also add that one link to your firm's website. Again, let's say they Googled local attorneys in my area and they came across your page, or they've been referred to your website and they're doing some research of their own. If they see an easy way to pay you, if they see that you're very client friendly and you offer as little friction as possible, it's just going to make them stay on the website longer, which gives you a better chance of closing their business. So these clients do want to pay you when they are they're in need of representation. So they'll some cases will do what they have to do to pay. So maybe their inboxes are overflowing, like I mentioned, your invoice got lost in the shuffle when you sent it to them. By having that pay now button on your website, you can ensure that your customer has no barriers of entry when it comes to paying you, and they can easily get you that money. And again, what's awesome with this feature as well, even if you just copy and pasted this payment link onto your website and a client makes that payment through your website, that is automatically posted in PracticePanther, unlike other payment processors if you're using them connected to PracticePanther. Though they're limited integrations, and this here is one of the limits. If you're not generating a payment link in PracticePanther and you don't have Panther payments connected, you'll have to manually enter payments as they come in from your website. or from some other locations that we're going to touch on in a moment as well. So yep, you can put that pay now button, schedule consultation button all on your website. You now have the intake form you can put on your website, this payment request form that you can put on your website, and you can have this platform and PracticePanther communicate with each other. Like I just mentioned, anything that they enter onto these features will get automatically uploaded into your PracticePanther account. And then the next piece is another location that I like telling my customers to place the payment request is actually in those retainer agreements. So you're one step away from retaining a client and they're not in your office. You have to send them some sort of retainer agreement to sign over email. We now have an e-signature functionality that I'll go over in a couple slides here. But now you can make sure that somewhere in that retainer agreement, you can not only collect, you can not only get an e-signature, but you can also collect the payment just in one swoop. One email gets sent to the client, they can return back a payment and a signature, and then you're ready to go to work for them. So you can simply just instruct your client to click the link. After they sign the document, you'll get your payment even before they're able to respond back with their signed document. So it can be that easy. So you can automate this document creation in PracticePanther using document templates and save yourself even more time as well, so that they're already built out and ready to go. Next place where you can put this payment link, the one link feature is in your email signature. So I know a lot of the times when I deal with my customers, it's heavily involved with email communication. And I know for customers that I've spoken with, email is a big part of the process in terms of working for a customer. So the third way we recommend to place your one link template, one link URL is in your email signature. Again, provide every chance as possible to capture new potential leads. Think about it where they are in your sales funnel. You want to get in front of any sort of objection that may come your way. If you're providing your customer with as little friction as possible in terms of payments or in terms of entering contact information, it's just going to ultimately make for a better experience for them. And a better experience for them means more retained business for your firm. So going on now to the next two features that we're going to talk about have been rolled out recently, and we're super excited about them as they just complement not only PracticePanther and the all-in-one solution, but in terms of payments, really makes things easy for you when it comes to collecting. So the first feature that we're going to discuss in tip 6 on what we're mentioning here is the native two-way texting that we've recently launched a few months ago. Sticking with the theme of our all-in-one solution and allowing your firm to get paid faster, we've also recently introduced our native texting feature. So you can chat instantly with clients. You can create a unique firm phone number, just entering in your area code. It's built right into our software. There are no third-party subscriptions, no long-term phone plans. And like I just mentioned, you can send a payment request link through text message to your client. So if you're dealing with a younger demographic, or even, everyone's using a cell phone nowadays. So it doesn't really matter. It's good as long as you give them the opportunity to pay you in the most seamless way possible. It's just going to help enhance their experience and get your name out as a firm. And what's cool too about texting is you can track this time that you've spent in the conversation right on the texting dashboard as well. And I was alluding to it a little earlier, but the e-signature feature just launched recently as well. So this removes the need for slow paper-based workflows, no more paper intakes, no more paper agreements. You can see the shift PracticePanther is trying to implement here when it comes to automating your firm. Everything's all on one controlled platform now. E-signature is a convenient way to virtually collect signatures from any stakeholder that you're dealing with, any customer that you're dealing with. It allows your firm to operate anywhere, anytime, from any device. You can just send this out through PracticePanther, get an agreement, a signature signed back. As I mentioned, you can put the payment link in that signature as well, so they can just enter their info. They can make the payment. They can give you the signature. That's all posted into PracticePanther, and then you're ready to get to work for them. So we're really excited about these two most recent features that we've launched here, because we feel it just truly complements the all-in-one solution that we're providing here for firms. And by giving your firm a nice, easy solution to use, it allows your firm to operate more efficiently, and this ultimately helps your client's experience. So just a quick to kind of tie a bow on things here, just so everyone knows what it looks like on the customer's end. We want to make sure that the payment experience is as seamless as possible. Again, I've said it a couple times, as little friction as possible here, to ultimately get you paid faster. You can see in the screenshot here an example of $150 for a specific payment amount. One link will have fields requesting your client's contact information each time they access the link to fulfill a payment. This information they provide in the one link form is used to associate this payment. If there's an existing client, let's say, in your system, or like I mentioned too, if it's a prospective client that's not in your PracticePanther account, if they fill out this info and submit it, they will be automatically created in PracticePanther if there isn't a match found. That's typically based off of email. So your clients can pick between 3 payment methods: credit card, e-check, or by signing in their bank and doing an ACH deposit. This is a simple way to have your clients pay you. They already do this on their own when they're purchased from online retailers. So again, you now can put all of the one link payment request features in every step of your sales funnel within a firm. In a text, sending it out through an invoice, sending it out as an email, putting it in your email signature, website, intake form. We give you the tools here to get paid so you can ultimately run your business successfully. Tying things up here, we are offering firms $500 cash back if they sign up for Panther payments. If you apply by March 15th, you will have this promotion added to your account. The way it works is once your firm accumulates $500 worth of transaction fees, we will deposit the $500 back into your operating account. And again, I will be following up with folks here after the call, as well as with the recording. And if you have any questions about what we've discussed here today, feel free to reach out to me. There is my email. But like I said, I'll be following up, sending over the recording as well. So we went a little bit I'm here. I got some time for some questions here, so let's go ahead and take a look. Panther payments cost. So we charge a flat 2.8% on all credit card fees. Training. So yeah, if you want to learn about Panther payments, like I said, we can offer some training sessions. I'm happy to get on calls as well to discuss functionality and just talk through what your current payment process is looking like. Will clients get notification when they're late on their monthly installment? So the question is, will clients get notifications if they're late on their monthly installment when it comes to payment plan? So if they're using a payment plan, the client can never really be late because it's a completely automated payment. Remember, it's going to be deducting from whatever payment method you have stored for them. The only way a payment plan payment can be late is if the payment method is declined at the time of the payment. But don't worry, you can easily replace the payment method associated. It's not an issue, and continue to pick up where that payment plan left off. Invoice reminders through text and email, or just email. At this time, invoice reminders are only available through email, but we are expanding this to text functionality in the future. If I email my invoices separately after downloading them as PDFs, will my clients still be able to make online payments? So this is actually a good question. At this moment, invoices downloaded to PDFs do not retain their Pay Now button. It's an online payment solution. So if you were to download it as a PDF, that functionality doesn't carry over. If you want to maximize your end client's experience and give them a faster way to pay your firm, you could just send the invoices directly through PracticePanther in batch or single individual as well. Is there an additional cost for texting or the e-signature? So there is no additional cost for using either of these two features, but they are only available. They're only available on the business plan. All right, looks like we are up on time here. I do see some questions. I do see some questions here in the chat that I will absolutely follow up with and get answers to. Thank you everyone for joining me today to discuss Panther payments and PracticePanther in general. Again, I'll be following up with everyone with a video recording of the webinar we just ran through, as well as some folks here that I have outstanding questions with. Appreciate the time, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.